Won't you come and stay with me? Let's have a little art to heart.
Hello and welcome to Art to Heart, the show where I talk to creatives about their passions. And on today's show, we have artist, designer, illustrator, cosplayer, Emi Tolibas. What's up?
Hi, Thump. How are you?
Hi. How are you doing?
Good, good.
Cool. Did I do the name right?
Yep, that's right. Emi Tolibas said
Okay,
like
cool,
the
cool,
Filipino
cool.
way that it is.
Excellent. You play in so many different visual mediums. Do you have a particular favorite?
Oh man, I think I've been struggling to answer this my whole life. I think
Uh-oh.
it's because I have my hand in a lot of pies. I like to do a lot of different things, and I think,
Yeah.
one of my favorite things about sort of working as like a visual designer and like doing my 9 to 5 and working in the digital space, I like being able to like switch outside of that to, actually physically painting or drawing or even just hand building a cosplay with a lot of different materials. I like being able to do a lot of different things, if that makes
Oh,
sense.
nice. That's cool. You're kind of like a Jane of all trades.
I try to be. I dabble a lot. I wouldn't say I'm an expert in any field of any
Yeah,
kind.
yeah. But of all those different things, do you have one that you're very fond of? Like, do you feel the most creative with one particular one?
Oh yeah, that's a good way to think of it. I think maybe if it really comes down to it, I see myself in this like meditative mode when I'm just sketching with like either a pen or a pencil and an actual sketchbook, because it feels so different. I think from doing digital illustration and that sort of, I've been drawing since I was a kid, and that's like is my one of my base sort of core memories to being myself. So maybe that
Oh,
sketching.
wonderful. That's awesome. Yeah, because
Yeah.
when you get more technical with all these fancy programs, it kind of becomes more about like the technique and the hotkeys and all
For
that. Where
sure.
when you sketch traditionally and just sit around with a sketchbook or some paper and a pencil, you kind of get lost in that.
Yeah, it feels nice to sort of be mentally in that space where it's just me and the sketchbook versus, working digitally and things like that. It can be a little bit more removed, but I still enjoy it all of the same.
May is Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month, and you are a second generation Filipino American. How much of a role does your heritage play in your creative work?
My background and my culture definitely affects my creative work now and always have. It
Yeah.
has. I think for a lot of us who grew up with parents who came from the Philippines, a lot of us were sort of pushed to do a little bit more traditional, I guess, for Filipino American roles, such as
Yeah.
going into the medical field and things
Mhm.
like that.
Yeah.
And, I've been like going to art classes and drawing since I was like, 3 or 4.
Yeah.
And so I think I knew somewhere inside me that like I always wanted to do something in the creative field. And, of course, there's that struggle, I think, between me wanting to do that versus like, I think what was sort of like a traditional path. But, as I grew into, the things that I liked and experimenting and learning more about like digital art and how the field is growing here, the creative field and other opportunities for me that maybe my parents didn't know about because they didn't exist back then,
Yeah, for sure.
I found there was a lot more opportunity for me. And, I think it's been a long road for me to get here
Yeah.
as a Filipino American, but I'm glad to be where I am today.
Well earned for sure. And going back, you spoke upon your parents a bit. I want to ask, was there any kind of pushback from them when you decided to take a more creative path than, say, a more traditional one or an expected one, I guess, like going into the medical field or becoming an accountant or a lawyer or something like that?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I think there was a lot of sort of that struggle because it was more like not necessarily that they didn't believe I could do it, but just because they weren't really aware of like anyone else who had succeeded in this way,
Right.
and they just wanted, me the best life for me, and that meant for them that means and still means, financial security
For sure.
and job security and things like that. So I understand now, but I think it was pretty difficult as a angsty teenager to be sketching in my room and saying like, I'm going to go to art school, I'm going to
Yeah.
be an artist. And
Yeah.
like I said, it's been a bumpy road, but I got here eventually. I mean, at this point in my career, there's still a lot of things I want to achieve creatively, but I'm happy to be where I am now.
Oh, that's wonderful. You kind of took your hobby and turned it into your career. And I think that's more valuable than anything, you know?
Thanks for saying that. That's really
Yeah.
nice. For a lot of millennials now, and for Gen Z too, there's that push to like monetize your hobbies and
Yeah.
things like that in a way that can be unhealthy for a lot of people. But
Yeah.
for me, since I am able to sort of make that switch from like the digital realm, working as a visual designer in my 9 to 5, and
Mhm.
then, still be able to make the switch to doing something else creative outside of my day job, it's been a good sort of balance between my hobby and my career, but still everything is sort of all balled up in that creative realm, which is great for me.
That's awesome. That's so good to hear. So I found that you are a very physical person when it comes to sort of finding ways to decompress. What is it about climbing and physical activity that helps alleviate that stress from a work day?
Oh yeah, I love climbing a lot. It's nice for one thing because I I work from home. I work at a tech company, so I'm
Yeah.
working remotely, and even just to get out of the house is like kind of a struggle sometimes. So like, I think the motivation to go climbing at the gym, where a lot of my friends climb as well, it's like a good social but also physical motivation. I
That's
get
awesome.
to sort of move around a bit more, and since climbing is so social, I get to hang out as well. So it's like a good combination of the two.
How do you start that? Like, where did you
Oh
think
gosh.
of this as being a hobby or just something, a way to alleviate stress?
So I was never really outdoorsy growing
Okay.
up, and I think as climbing has sort of like moved into evolving into indoor gyms and things like that, and made its way to Chicago, I was
Yeah.
able to check it out once for I think my friends like bachelorette party just like randomly one
Oh, that's
year.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah. And so it was like a fun group activity, and I ended up liking it so much I ended up joining the gym, and now it's something that I do like 3 times a week. I'm there 4 hours a day.
Oh my
it's like
gosh,
a
that's awesome.
really yeah, this is like honestly the strongest I've ever felt in my life. I wasn't really athletic growing up either, so I was always just sitting and drawing at home all the time or like
Right.
on the computer. And apart from dancing that I did in college, like I didn't really do anything else, and so it feels kind of interesting now as an adult to be learning how to like be so physical and learning about how strong my body can actually be. And so I think it's
Right.
been a really good, just like even a mental boost about for myself and how I feel. And then again, seeing friends and meeting a lot of friends there has been really good. I climb with a group called Sending in Color sometimes, and it's a group of
Nice.
like BIPOC climbers in Chicago that want to
Yeah.
diversify the climbing scene. So it's like surrounding myself with all these people that are good folks that care about me and help me, sort of climb to be my best has been really great.
That's awesome. It fills in the social aspects that you don't really get from working from home. And
Absolutely.
yeah, you get to be really physical, which is great. I just wanted to know what made you want to skateboard during the quarantine.
Oh my gosh. I think I always wanted to skateboard as a kid. Like Tony Hawk was so big back in the day. I remember
Nice.
playing Tony Hawk Pro Skater when I was a
Nice.
kid.
Right down
Yeah.
circle to do the 900.
Oh my gosh, of course. And so I always wanted to skate when I was a kid, but I never got to. And then during the pandemic, I think, I was like itching to get outdoors. And my brother, who's one of my best friends, wanted to skate
Mhm.
as well. And so he got aboard, and I was like, well, I might as well do it. And before long, we were bringing the rest of our friends to go to buy boards at a skate shop too. And so we all skate together now, and it's been
That's
pretty
awesome.
fun.
You're a cool chick. That's so cool.
I don't know about that, but thank you.
Being creative and then also having like this really cool physical activity that you do. Like it seems like you found a really good balance, especially during these last 2-3 years.
For sure. And I think it's been super just like intentional on my part because, I mean, mental health for me has always been something that I've had to constantly work on. And it's, just to make sure that I'm balancing out, my own creative work as well as my creative hobbies and everything else. It seemed like what I really needed was to really set aside time to be with friends and be social, but also just like do something physical and fun. That balance, I think, as you said, is like a line that's pretty difficult to maintain. Yeah, even for me who does so many things, but it's so rewarding when it feels like my heart is so full that I've seen all my friends and done the work I want to do and done the things I want to do. So it's been good.
That's amazing. Yeah, I know about full hearts.
You would.
Where can people find you online?
Oh, for sure. I'm on Instagram at Lovemiliz, Lovemiliz, and on Twitter as well. If you want to say hi, let me know. If you want to go climbing, also let me know.
Awesome. And do you have like a portfolio or a website where you showcase your work?
Yes, I do. It's called, oh my God.
Uh-oh. Brain fart. I'm keeping this in.
Wait, I'm gonna just double check. Okay. I thought it was my handle. Should I say it again?
Yeah, well, I don't think you even said it the first time.
You could see all of my work, from my digital illustrations to my Photoshop composites from when I was at the Onion to like everything and anything I've done, my cosplay at lovemidesign.com, and that's Lovemi design.com.
Sweet. I want to thank you for being on the show. I have a recurring segment here where I don't know how to end it. So
we'll just got
any ideas, or
we can just slink off.
Slink off.
Back away like the Homer gif of him.
Oh, yeah. Like into the bushes. You can go that way. Okay. I'm gonna go down actually. Yeah. I'm gonna go down. Still see you, by the way. Okay. Oh, dang it. All right. You like fully went. I gotta. Okay. Are we good?
Yeah.
Oh, won't you come and stay with me? Let's have a little art to heart.
Do you have a favorite? All right, cut. Hang on.
I'm rambling. Can I start again?
The more you ramble, the better for him to edit and stay up all night. It's one of his passions.
Oh, God.
Look at these limp arms.
Oh, you could climb, I bet.
I could probably climb a stoop, maybe a ladder, but a wall.
I can belay you up the wall. When I was a kid.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I'm sorry.
What was that? Oh. Is it good time to go climb?